I think there's been a terrible mistake. I just got home from work. I save children's lives every day. I would never. Ma'am, you need to remain quiet, Officer Martinez said, not looking her in the eye. The cold metal handcuffs bit into Maya Johnson's wrists like angry teeth. She stood on her own front porch, still wearing her bright yellow scrubs from her job at the children's hospital, watching her neighbors peek through their curtains. Her heart pounded so hard she thought it might burst right out of her chest. "Please, Officer Martinez," Maya said, her voice shaking like a leaf in a storm. "I think there's been a terrible mistake. I just got home from work. I save children's lives every day. I would never." "Ma'am, you need to remain quiet," Officer Martinez said, not looking her in the eye. His partner, Officer Hayes, stood behind him writing notes on a small pad. Neither officer seemed to care that Maya was crying now, big tears rolling down her cheeks like raindrops on a window. Maya's mind raced. 20 minutes ago, she had been laughing with her best friend Sarah on the phone, talking about weekend plans. She had just pulled into her driveway in her little blue Honda, the same car she drove to work every single day for 3 years. She was thinking about what to cook for dinner when her husband Marcus got home from his job at the law firm. Now she was in handcuffs. "The witness was very clear," Officer Hayes said, reading from his notes. "A black woman in a blue Honda license plate." He rattled off numbers that made Maya's stomach drop to her toes. Those were her license plate numbers. "But I was at work," Maya cried. "Call the hospital. Ask Dr. Peterson. I was in surgery with a little boy named Tommy. His appendix burst and—" "Ma'am, you'll have plenty of time to tell your story at the station," Officer Martinez interrupted. His radio crackled with voices Maya couldn't understand, but each word felt like a hammer hitting her heart. Maya looked up and down her quiet street. Mrs. Chun from next door was watching from her window, her hand pressed to her mouth in shock. The mailman, Mr. Davis, had stopped his truck and was staring. Even little Katie from across the street had dropped her jump rope and was gaping with wide eyes. This couldn't be happening. Not to her. Not to Maya Johnson, who volunteered at the homeless shelter every Thanksgiving. Not to Maya Johnson, who helped old Mr. Williams carry his groceries every week. Not to Maya Johnson, who had never even gotten a parking ticket in her whole life. "What am I supposed to have done?" Maya whispered, but she was starting to understand that it didn't matter what she said. The officers had already made up their minds. "Armed robbery at Peterson's jewelry store on 5th Street, Officer Hayes said, still not looking at her like she was a real person. "Happened about an hour ago. Witness saw a black woman in blue scrubs driving a blue Honda with your license plates." Maya's mouth fell open. Peterson's jewelry store was clear across town, at least 30 minutes away from the hospital. But how could she prove that? How could she make them understand? "My husband," Maya said suddenly, hope flooding through her like warm sunshine. "My husband Marcus works downtown. He's a lawyer. He can help sort this out. Please, just let me call him." The officers looked at each other. Officer Martinez shrugged. "You can call from the station, ma'am. Let's go." As they walked her toward the police car, Maya caught sight of her reflection in her neighbor's car window. She looked small and scared in her yellow scrubs, her natural hair pulled back in the neat bun she always wore to work. She looked nothing like a robber. She looked like what she was, a nurse who spent her days making sick children feel better. But nobody seemed to care about that right now. The police car smelled like cleaning supplies and something else Maya couldn't name. Fear, maybe. As Officer Martinez drove away from her house, away from her safe little world, Maya pressed her face to the window and watched everything she knew get smaller and smaller. She closed her eyes and tried to think. There had to be security cameras at the hospital. There had to be people who saw her. Dr. Peterson had even complimented her quick thinking during Tommy's surgery. Nurse Janet had shared her lunch with Maya in the break room. There were witnesses everywhere. But as the police station loomed ahead like a gray monster with too many windows, Maya realized something that made her blood turn to ice water in her veins. None of those people were here right now. And somewhere across town, her husband Marcus was probably still at his desk, working on case files, completely unaware that his wife's whole world was falling apart. The car pulled into the police station parking lot, and Maya saw her reflection again in the window. This time, she looked different. This time, she looked like someone who was about to find out just how unfair life could be. But Maya Johnson had no idea that by tomorrow morning, this would be the story that changed everything. Because Marcus Johnson wasn't just any lawyer. And he was about to show everyone exactly what happened when you messed with his family. What happens when Marcus finds out what they've done to his wife? And what secret has Maya been keeping that could either save her or destroy everything she's built? Marcus Johnson sat in his corner office on the 42nd floor, surrounded by towers of legal documents and half-empty coffee cups. The city sparkled below him like scattered diamonds, but he wasn't looking at the view. He was reading about a case that made his jaw clench tight. Another family torn apart by a system that didn't care about the truth. That's when his phone rang. "Marcus Johnson," he answered, still reading the file in front of him. "Mr. Johnson? This is Maya Johnson. I get one phone call, and I need your help." Marcus dropped his pen. That wasn't Maya's voice. Well, it was, but it sounded broken. Scared. Like she'd been crying for hours. "Maya? Baby, what's wrong? Where are you?" "I'm at the Central Police Station downtown. Marcus, they arrested me. They think I robbed a jewelry store, but I was at work. I was saving Tommy Rodriguez's life in surgery. And now they have me in handcuffs like I'm some kind of criminal." The words hit Marcus like a punch to the stomach. He stood up so fast his chair spun around twice. "They what?" "The witness said they saw a black woman in blue scrubs driving a car like mine. But Marcus, I swear on my mother's grave, I never left the hospital. Dr. Peterson saw me. Nurse Janet saw me. Everyone saw me." Marcus was already grabbing his coat, his mind racing faster than a cheetah chasing prey. This wasn't just wrong, this was the kind of wrong that destroyed lives. The kind of wrong he'd spent his whole career fighting. "Maya, listen to me very carefully," Marcus said, his voice becoming the same steel-sharp tone he used in courtrooms. "Don't say another word to anyone. Not one single word. Do you understand me?" "But Marcus, if I just explain."
"No."
The word came out harder than he meant it to. "Baby, I know you want to help. I know you want to make them understand. But right now, your biggest enemy isn't the person who actually robbed that store. Your biggest enemy is your own honesty." Maya was quiet for a moment. Marcus could hear voices in the background, the sound of doors slamming, someone yelling about paperwork. "How long will it take you to get here?" Maya whispered. Marcus looked at his watch. 4:47 p.m. Rush hour traffic would be brutal, but he knew shortcuts that most people had never dreamed of. 20 minutes. Maybe 15 if I can fly. "Marcus." "Yeah. Baby?"
"I'm scared."
Those 3 words nearly broke Marcus Johnson's heart. His wife, his brilliant, brave wife who ran toward danger every day to save children's lives, was scared. And that made something cold and sharp wake up inside Marcus's chest. "I'm coming, Maya. And when I get there, everything is going to change." Marcus hung up and immediately dialed another number. It rang once. "Detective Sarah Williams." "Sarah, it's Marcus. I need a favor, and I need it right now." Detective Williams had been Marcus's friend since law school. She was one of the few cops he trusted completely, and she owed him more favors than either of them could count. "What's going on, Marcus? You sound like someone just stole your dog." "Someone stole something more important than that. They arrested Maya." The silence on the other end of the phone was so long that Marcus thought the call had dropped. "Maya? You're Maya? The nurse who brought cookies to my daughter's birthday party? What in the world could they possibly arrest her for?" "Armed robbery. Peterson's jewelry store. About 2 hours ago." "That's impossible. Maya wouldn't hurt a fly if the fly was holding a gun to her head." "I know that, and you know that, but someone at Central Police Station didn't get the memo." "Sarah, I need you to make some calls. Find out who's handling this case. Find out what evidence they think they have. And find out which witness is so blind they can't tell the difference between my wife and an actual criminal." "Marcus, you know I can't just..." Sarah. Marcus's voice dropped to a whisper, but it was the kind of whisper that could cut through steel. Remember the Henderson case? Remember how I worked for 6 months for free to get your brother out of that mess when everyone said he was guilty? Remember how I found the real evidence that saved his life? Another long silence. I remember. Then you remember that I don't ask for favors unless lives are hanging in the balance. And right now, my wife's life is hanging in the balance. Give me 10 minutes. Marcus hung up and grabbed his briefcase. But instead of heading for the elevator, he walked to the big window behind his desk and looked out at the city. Somewhere down there, his wife was sitting in a jail cell, probably wondering how her life had turned upside down so fast. What Maya didn't know, what nobody except Marcus and a very small group of people knew, was that Marcus Johnson wasn't just any lawyer. He wasn't even just a very good lawyer. Marcus Johnson was the lawyer who had never lost a case. Not one. In 12 years. He was the lawyer who had taken on corrupt police departments and won. The lawyer who had faced down judges who thought they were untouchable and made them beg for mercy. The lawyer who had turned the legal system into his own personal weapon for justice. And now, for the first time in his career, this wasn't about a client. This was about the woman he loved more than his own life. Marcus smiled, but it wasn't a happy smile. It was the smile of a predator who had just caught the scent of prey. You just made the biggest mistake of your lives, he whispered to the city below him. His phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. Marcus, you need to see this. The witness isn't who they say they are. Meet me at Murphy's Diner in 30 minutes. And Marcus, bring everything you have on the Peterson family. This goes deeper than you think. Marcus stared at the text until the words burned into his brain. Then he started running. What did Detective Williams discover about the witness? And why does Marcus need to know about the Peterson family? The game is about to change in ways no one saw coming. Murphy's Diner smelled like bacon grease and broken dreams. It was the kind of place where cops went when they needed to talk about things that couldn't be said inside police stations. Marcus slid into the booth across from Detective Sarah Williams, his heart hammering like a woodpecker on speed. Sarah looked tired. More than tired. She looked like someone who had just discovered that everything she believed in was built on quicksand. Tell me, Marcus said without saying hello. Sarah pulled out a manila folder thick enough to choke a horse. The witness who identified Maya? Her name is Rebecca Chin, 23 years old. Works at a coffee shop 2 blocks from Peterson's jewelry store. Okay. And Rebecca Chin has never existed. Marcus felt the world tilt sideways. What do you mean, never existed? I mean the social security number belongs to a woman who died in 1987. The address she gave is an empty lot. The coffee shop where she supposedly works, they've never heard of her. Sarah leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper. Marcus, someone created a fake person just to frame your wife. The words hit Marcus like a freight train loaded with cement blocks. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't even a case of mistaken identity. Someone had planned this. Someone had wanted Maya arrested so badly that they had invented an entire human being to make it happen. But why? Marcus asked. Maya doesn't have enemies. She saves children's lives. She volunteers at soup kitchens. The most dangerous thing she's ever done is jaywalk to help an old lady cross the street. Sarah opened the folder and spread photographs across the sticky diner table. That's what I thought too, until I started digging into the Peterson family. Marcus looked at the photos. Old newspaper clippings, court documents, pictures of people he'd never seen before. And then, in the middle of all the chaos, one photo that made his blood turn to ice water. It was Maya. But not Maya as she was now. Maya as she had been 15 years ago, when she was 18 years old and her hair was longer and her face was rounder and she was standing next to a man Marcus had never seen before. Sarah, Marcus said slowly, where did you get this? From Richard Peterson's private files. Richard Peterson, who owns Peterson's jewelry store. Richard Peterson, who also happens to be the richest man in the city and the most powerful person you've probably never heard of. Sarah pulled out another photo. This one showed the same man from the first picture, But he was older now, wearing an expensive suit and shaking hands with the mayor. "That's Vincent Carrera," Sarah said, pointing at the man. He was Richard Peterson's business partner 15 years ago. He was also Maya's boyfriend when she was 18. Marcus felt like someone had just hit him with a baseball bat made of lightning. Maya had never mentioned anyone named Vincent. In all their years together, through all their late-night conversations about their pasts and their dreams, she had never once said that name. "Sarah, what happened 15 years ago?" "Vincent Carrera died. Car accident," they said. "Lost control on a rainy night and crashed into a tree." "But Marcus, here's the thing that's going to make your head spin like a washing machine." Sarah pulled out a police report that looked like it had been copied 100 times. Vincent Carrera didn't die alone. There was a witness to the accident. Someone who saw the whole thing happen. Someone who told the police that it wasn't an accident at all. Marcus grabbed the report and read the name at the bottom. The name of the witness who had seen Vincent Carrera die. Maya Rodriguez. Maya Rodriguez, who was now Maya Johnson. "Oh my God," Marcus whispered. "It gets worse," Sarah said. After Vincent died, Richard Peterson lost everything. The business collapsed. His family lost their house. His daughter had to drop out of college. And all because Vincent Carrera wasn't there to keep their shady business deals from falling apart. Marcus looked up from the report, his mind racing like a race car with no brakes. So Richard Peterson blames Maya for Vincent's death. More than that, Richard Peterson has spent 15 years believing that Maya killed Vincent. And now, 15 years later, he finally found a way to get revenge. The diner suddenly felt too small, too hot, too full of secrets that had been buried for too long. Marcus understood now why Maya had never talked about her past. She hadn't been hiding a secret. She had been hiding from a nightmare. "But Maya was just 18, Marcus said. "She was just a kid. Even if she saw Vincent die, even if she told the police what really happened, that doesn't make her guilty of anything." Sarah's face was grim as winter rain. "Marcus, there's something else. Something I found in the police files from 15 years ago that was never made public." She pulled out one last document. This one was handwritten, in Maya's careful script. Maya didn't just witness Vincent's death. According to her statement, she was in the car with him when it happened. She survived. He didn't. And she told police that just before the crash, Vincent said something that changed everything. Marcus read Maya's statement from 15 years ago, and each word felt like a knife in his chest. Vincent was driving too fast because he was scared. He kept looking in the rearview mirror and saying, "They're going to kill me." He said he had found out something about Richard Peterson's business, something illegal, and that Peterson had threatened him. Vincent said he was going to the police in the morning to tell them everything. "That's when we crashed. Vincent died, but before he died, he gave me a key and told me to hide it. He said the key would prove everything. I still have the key, but I'm too scared to use it. I just want to forget this ever happened." Marcus looked up at Sarah, his mouth hanging open like a broken door. "Sarah, if Maya has proof that Richard Peterson was involved in illegal business 15 years ago, then Peterson isn't just trying to frame Maya for revenge. He's trying to frame her before she remembers what Vincent gave her. Before she decides to finally use that key." Marcus's phone rang. The caller ID said, "Central Police Station." He answered it with shaking hands. "Mr. Johnson? This is Officer Martinez. I'm calling about your wife." "What about her?" "Sir, there's been a development. We've had to move Mrs. Johnson to a different facility for her own safety." "What do you mean, for her own safety?" "Someone posted her bail, sir. Someone posted $1 million cash bail for a woman they claim they've never met. And then that same someone tried to have Mrs. Johnson transferred to a private facility outside the city." Marcus felt the world spinning around him like a tornado made of fear. "Who posted the bail?" "That's just it, sir. The person who posted the bail? According to our records, she doesn't exist either. Maya is being moved to a mysterious facility by people who don't exist. Marcus knows about the key that could destroy Richard Peterson. But where is Maya now, And how much time does Marcus have before Peterson's plan succeeds? Marcus ran through the police station like a man whose hair was on fire. His dress shoes slapped against the polished floor, echoing through hallways that smelled like disinfectant and desperation. Detective Williams was right behind him, her badge swinging on her belt as she tried to keep up. "Where is she?" Marcus shouted at Officer Martinez, who was standing behind the front desk looking like he'd rather be anywhere else in the world. "Sir, please calm down. Your wife was legally released on bail 20 minutes ago." "By who?" "You said the person doesn't exist." Officer Martinez shuffled through papers like he was looking for a winning lottery ticket. "The woman who posted bail identified herself as Rebecca Chin." Marcus felt his knees buckle. The same fake Rebecca Chin who had been the fake witness. Peterson wasn't just framing Maya, he was erasing her completely. "Where did they take her?" Sarah demanded, flashing her detective badge. "The paperwork says Riverside Recovery Center. It's a private medical facility about an hour outside the city. Apparently, Maya is a nurse. If she was feeling sick, she wouldn't need some fancy private facility. She'd know exactly what to do." But even as he said it, Marcus realized the truth. Maya hadn't requested anything. She was being taken somewhere against her will, and there wasn't a single piece of official paperwork that would prove it. Sarah grabbed Marcus's arm. "We need to go. Now, if they've taken her to a private facility, there's no telling what Peterson's people might do." As they rushed towards Sarah's police car, Marcus's phone buzzed with a text message from a number he didn't recognize. "If you want to see your wife alive again, come to the old Peterson Manufacturing Building on Industrial Road. Come alone. Bring the key or Maya disappears forever. You have 1 hour." Marcus showed the text to Sarah, and her face went white as fresh snow. "Marcus, this is a trap. Peterson is trying to lure you out so he can get rid of both of you." "Maybe," Marcus said, climbing into the passenger seat. "But what choice do I have? If I don't go, Maya dies. If I do go, maybe I can find a way to save her." "But you don't have the key. Maya has had it hidden for 15 years. Marcus was quiet for a moment, thinking harder than he'd ever thought in his life. Then he pulled out his phone and dialed a number he hadn't called in years. "Maria Rodriguez." "Maria, this is Marcus Johnson. I'm Maya's husband." There was a long pause. Maya's mother had never really warmed up to Marcus, mostly because Maya had never told her family the whole truth about Vincent's death. To them, Marcus was just the man who had taken their daughter away from home. "What do you want, Marcus?" "I need to know about the box." Another pause, longer this time. "What box?" "Maria, please. Maya's life is in danger. I know about Vincent. I know about the accident. And I know Maya gave you something to keep safe 15 years ago. Something she made you promise never to tell anyone about." Marcus could hear Maria breathing on the other end of the phone. Finally, she spoke in a whisper. "She made me swear on the Virgin Mary that I would never tell anyone, not even her father." "Maria, if you don't tell me right now, your daughter is going to die tonight." The words hung in the air like smoke from a fire. "The safety deposit box," Maria finally said. "First National Bank downtown. Box number 1247. She gave me the key 15 years ago and told me that if anything ever happened to her, I should give it to the police." "Do you still have the key?" "Yes." "Maria, I need you to meet me at the bank right now." "And Maria." "Yes. Pray for your daughter. Because tonight we're going to find out if good really can beat evil." 25 minutes later, Marcus stood in the vault of First National Bank, holding a small silver key that felt heavier than a bowling ball. The safety deposit box was long and narrow, and when he opened it, he found things that made his hands shake. Photographs of Richard Peterson shaking hands with known criminals. Bank statements showing money being moved to accounts in countries that didn't ask questions. And a small black notebook filled with Vincent's handwriting, documenting every illegal deal Peterson had made. But at the bottom of the box, underneath all the evidence that could destroy Peterson's life, Marcus found something else. Something that made his heart stop completely. A letter addressed to "my future husband," in Maya's careful handwriting. Marcus opened it with trembling fingers. If you're reading this, it means I'm in trouble, and the past has finally caught up with me. I should have told you about Vincent. I should have told you about the night he died. I should have told you that Richard Peterson killed him, even though I could never prove it. Vincent was going to expose Peterson's criminal business, and Peterson ran us off the road. I survived. Vincent didn't, and I've been hiding ever since, hoping that if I became someone new, the nightmare would just go away. I was wrong. Peterson will never stop hunting me until I'm dead or he's in prison. The evidence in this box can put him away forever, but using it means I might lose everything I've built with you.
I'm sorry I lied.
I'm sorry I was too scared to trust you with the truth, but I need you to know that every day with you has been worth the risk. Use this evidence to stop Peterson. And if something happens to me, know that I loved you enough to finally fight back. Marcus closed the letter and looked at Sarah, who had been reading over his shoulder. She knew, Marcus whispered. She knew this day would come, and she was ready for it. Sarah checked her watch. Marcus, we have 20 minutes to get to the Peterson building. What's the plan? Marcus put the evidence back in the box and closed it. Then he looked at Sarah with eyes that had turned as hard as diamonds. The plan is simple. We're going to end this tonight. We're going to save Maya. And we're going to make sure Richard Peterson never hurts anyone ever again. And how exactly are we going to do that? Marcus smiled, and for the first time all day it was a real smile. A dangerous smile. The smile of a man who had just realized he held all the cards. We're going to give Peterson exactly what he wants. And then we're going to show him what happens when you mess with the Johnson family. As they drove toward the old Peterson manufacturing building, Marcus made one more phone call. FBI tip line? I'd like to report a kidnapping in progress and provide evidence of a 15-year conspiracy involving murder, money laundering, and corruption. And I'd like to do it all on live television. Marcus has the evidence and a plan, but Peterson has Maya. With 20 minutes to save his wife, Marcus is about to walk into the most dangerous situation of his life. Will his legal genius be enough to outsmart a man who has killed before? The old Peterson manufacturing building looked like a monster's mouth in the darkness, with broken windows for teeth and shadows that seemed to swallow light whole. Marcus stood outside the rusted front door, holding a briefcase that contained 15 years of secrets and enough evidence to destroy the most powerful man in the city. But none of that mattered if Maya was already dead. Marcus pushed open the door, and it screamed like a dying animal. Inside, the building was a maze of old machinery and dust-covered conveyor belts. Emergency lights flickered like dying fireflies, casting eerie shadows that danced on the walls. Mr. Johnson. The voice came from the darkness above. Marcus looked up and saw Richard Peterson standing on a metal catwalk, dressed in an expensive suit that looked out of place in the abandoned factory. Next to him stood a man built like a refrigerator, holding something that made Marcus's blood turn cold. Maya was tied to a chair below the catwalk, her yellow scrubs torn and dirty. There was tape over her mouth, but her eyes were alert and angry. She was alive. I have to admit, Peterson called down, his voice echoing through the empty building, I'm impressed. Most people would have taken much longer to figure out the connection. Let her go, Peterson, Marcus shouted back. This is between you and me. Peterson laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. It was the laugh of a man who had been carrying hatred in his heart for so long that it had turned poisonous. This was never between you and me, Mr. Johnson. This has always been about your wife. Your wife who destroyed my life 15 years ago. Your wife, who has been sitting on evidence that could have cleared my name but chose to hide instead. Vincent was going to expose your crimes, Marcus said. Maya was just a kid who got caught up in your mess. Vincent was a traitor, Peterson screamed, and his voice cracked like a whip. I made him rich. I made him powerful. And he repaid me by trying to send me to prison. Marcus took a step forward, but the big man next to Peterson raised his gun. That's far enough. Now, I believe you have something that belongs to me. Marcus held up the briefcase. Everything's here. Bank records, photographs, Vincent's notebook. Everything you've spent 15 years trying to hide. Good. Put it down and step away. But Marcus didn't move. Instead, he smiled. You know, Peterson, there's something you should probably know about me. What's that? I've never lost a case. Not one. In 12 years of practice, I have a perfect record. Do you know why? Peterson was getting impatient. I don't care about your legal victories, Johnson. You should. Because the reason I never lose is simple. I never walk into a situation unless I already know exactly how it's going to end. Marcus reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. On the screen was a video call showing Detective Williams sitting in a police car, surrounded by FBI agents. Sarah, are you getting all this? Sarah's voice came through the phone speaker, loud and clear. Every word, Marcus. We've got Peterson on kidnapping, conspiracy, and confession to Vincent Carrera's murder. Peterson's face went white as fresh snow. That's impossible. You came alone. I made sure you came alone. Oh, I did come alone, Marcus said. But you see, Peterson, you made one crucial mistake. You assumed I was just a lawyer. You never bothered to find out what kind of lawyer. Marcus walked closer to the catwalk, keeping his phone held high so the camera could see everything. I don't just practice law, Peterson. I specialize in taking down corrupt, powerful men who think they're untouchable. I specialize in men exactly like you. The sound of sirens began wailing in the distance, getting closer by the second. For 15 years, Marcus continued, you've been hunting my wife like she was some kind of criminal. But Maya isn't the criminal here, Peterson. You are. You killed Vincent because he was going to expose your money laundering operation. You framed Maya for robbery because you were afraid she'd finally decide to use the evidence against you. And tonight, you kidnapped her because you thought you could make this whole nightmare disappear. Peterson pulled out his own gun, his hands shaking with rage. You don't understand. I built this city. I created jobs. I made people's lives better. By working with criminals? By laundering drug money? By murdering anyone who tried to stop you? The sirens were getting louder. Peterson looked around wildly, like a trapped animal looking for an escape route that didn't exist. You think you've won, Johnson? You think your little phone call is going to save you? I don't think it, Peterson. I know it. Because this conversation isn't just being recorded by the police. Marcus held up his phone and turned it around so Peterson could see the screen. This is going out live on Channel 7 News. Right now, thousands of people are watching you confess to murder on television. Your political friends are seeing this. Your business partners are seeing this. The whole city is seeing exactly what kind of man Richard Peterson really is. Peterson's gun hand was shaking so hard now that Marcus could see it from 20 feet away. You've destroyed everything. Everything I built. Everything I worked for.
No, Peterson.
You destroyed it yourself the night you killed Vincent. Maya and I just made sure the truth finally came to light. The front door exploded open, and FBI agents poured into the building like a river of justice. Within seconds, Peterson and his hired muscle were surrounded by more guns than Marcus had ever seen in one place. Drop your weapons. Get on the ground. Now. Peterson looked down at Maya one last time, then at Marcus, then at the army of law enforcement officers pointing guns at his heart. This isn't over, Johnson. Yes, it is. The gunshot that followed came from Peterson's own hand, but it wasn't aimed at Marcus or Maya. Richard Peterson, the man who had spent 15 years trying to cover up one murder, chose to end his story on his own terms. As the FBI cut Maya free from her chair and removed the tape from her mouth, she ran straight into Marcus's arms and held him so tight it felt like she never wanted to let go. How did you know? She whispered against his chest. Know what? That I had the evidence. That I'd been keeping it safe all these years. Marcus pulled back and looked into his wife's eyes. The same eyes that had haunted Richard Peterson's nightmares for 15 years. Because I know you, Maya Johnson. I know that you're brave enough to save children's lives every day at work. I know that you're strong enough to survive a car crash that killed the man next to you. And I know that you're smart enough to make sure that someday, somehow, justice would win. 6 months later, Marcus and Maya sat on their front porch, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and pink. The Peterson manufacturing building had been torn down and turned into a park. 3 of Peterson's business associates were in prison, and Maya had received a medal from the mayor for her courage in finally coming forward with evidence that helped solve dozens of cold cases. "Do you ever wonder," Maya asked, "what would have happened if you hadn't figured it out in time?" Marcus took her hand and squeezed it gently. "I try not to think about that. I prefer to think about what actually happened." "What's that?" Marcus smiled and pointed to the newspaper lying on their porch table. The headline read, "Local lawyer's perfect record continues. Marcus Johnson saves wife, solves 15-year-old murder case, brings down corruption ring." "What actually happened," Marcus said, "is that an innocent black woman was cuffed and arrested for a crime she didn't commit, and her husband changed the game by refusing to let injustice win." Maya laughed, the same laugh that had made Marcus fall in love with her years ago. "You know what the best part is?" "What's that?" "Peterson spent 15 years thinking I was hiding from him. But I wasn't hiding from him. I was waiting for him. Waiting for the day when I'd be strong enough and brave enough and smart enough to fight back. And—" Maya stood up and walked to the edge of the porch, looking out at the neighborhood where she'd been handcuffed all those months ago. Now the same neighbors who had watched her arrest waved and smiled when they saw her. "And I was ready. We were ready. Because sometimes when bad people think they've won, that's exactly when good people show them what real power looks like." Marcus joined his wife at the edge of the porch and put his arm around her shoulders. "So what do we do now?" Maya leaned into him and smiled. "Now we live happily ever after. And we make sure that the next time someone tries to hurt an innocent person, they remember what happened to Richard Peterson." "And what happened to Richard Peterson?" "He learned that when you mess with the Johnson family, you don't just get Marcus Johnson the lawyer. You get Marcus Johnson the husband. And that," Maya said, kissing her husband's cheek, "changes everything. Sometimes the most powerful weapon against injustice isn't a gun or money or connections. Sometimes it's just love, courage, and the refusal to give up when everything seems hopeless." Maya Johnson was innocent, but more than that, she was brave. And her husband didn't just change the game, he won it. Comment for part 2.